Welcome everybody to Top Shelf Tuesday, the Bitcoin edition. So tonight we're actually going to be talking about Bitcoin because in the next coming weeks, Govberg Jewelers is going to be accepting Bitcoin. So I want to tell you a little story, but before we get into it, I'd like to introduce, first of all, Jennifer who's the timepiece specialist at Govberg Jewelers at the Walnut Store location. Welcome aboard, Jennifer.
Hi, guys.
And of course, for her second time on Top Shelf Tuesday, we've got Shauna Henry.
Hello.
All right. Well, before I tell you about the story, I want to address everybody in the live chat. We've got my man, Lavishly Fat, Philip Hayden, Eddie Landsberg, Alan Tudor, Edward Ledden, I said it right, João Ribeiro, SK, Jonathan Sachs, what's up, buddy? Nice talking to you today. Of course, the one and only Watch Yoda. All right, so thank you very much for all of you for tuning in live and keeping us entertained with your live chat. It's real. It's really happening. Bitcoin, right?
I'm surprised.
The reason for this story is actually I'm ready to cash out. If any of y'all don't know what Bitcoin is, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It was founded by Satoshi Nakamoto back in 2008. And, well, everybody knows it's this digital currency that has made the news quite recently because it went to record highs. I think it was probably around 18,000 per Bitcoin. As you all know, there's about 21 million Bitcoins out there. There'll never be more, and that's what it is. So multiply the value of the Bitcoin currency of what it is today times 21 million, and that's the total value that's out there right now. Yeah, right?
Wow.
So
rich person.
I just want to say thank you to my very good friend who got me into digital currency years ago, and back in early 2015, I made a very small investment, or at the time I thought it was a very small investment, but I'm ready to cash out. And here's why. February 16th, 2015, took a small bonus that I had, which was at $4,720. I bought 20 Bitcoin. Today's value, $212,000. Right?
Lucky man. Yeah. Where was I?
With all the uncertainty in Bitcoin, with it going up and down, I figured I'd like to hedge my investment and let me try and invest into some watches. So what I would like to do is I'd like to take 10 Bitcoin and buy a bunch of watches and show all of you what I would buy in my shopping spree, leaving the other half to do what they need to do. But essentially, I'm going to be buying $100,000 worth of watches at an original investment of a little bit more than $2,500. So I would say that I did pretty good. So
yeah,
let's get into the watches. Let's get into what I decided to choose. And first of all, big shout out to the Ardmore Govberg store. I want to thank all the members at that store who helped get these watches, because many of the watches that you're going to see tonight we don't sell at our Center City location, but we do at our Ardmore Street location. So I want to thank Shauna and Jennifer also for getting these watches in. I wanted to show you a different angle, a different collection that we haven't really seen on these shows. So let's start with piece number one.
Absolutely.
You want to do the honors, Jennifer?
I'd love to. So this is actually my friend from Ardmore's favorite piece. Her name's Victoria, and she actually talks about how this is one of the most popular Seiko pieces. If you want to look for a watch at a great price that's also still an amazing watch, this is it. It retails for $800 here in the high horology world. That is a great deal. It's a beautiful cobalt blue with a date wheel at 3. It's a 43 millimeter, so it's nothing too big, and it's still a nice, easy 14 millimeter thickness.
And you know what? We had to start with a Japanese watch, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Given the fact that this was started in Japan Bitcoin was founded by a Japanese anonymous person, and
that no one knows.
that nobody knows.
That nobody knows. And then we also have this nice silicone strap. It's really comfortable, and it's a great option if you are looking for a nice, comfy summer watch because it has these great channels in the back for, you know, we all sweat a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. But everyone loves rubber straps now. Like, that's the big trend. So.
It is the
And
big
especially
trend.
in a blue dial. So
Absolutely.
Marco just said, nice Seiko. Wait, did I just say that? You absolutely did, and that's what I said when I first saw it. I love this watch. I thought that the price was going to be a little bit up there, but for $800, I mean, it's really a spectacularly made watch. I wouldn't expect anything less from the Japanese.
So true.
Yeah, so good choice. And who is it? Victoria?
Victoria. She's the
Victoria.
best.
Thank you very much. We're gonna meet Victoria somewhere down the line, and a lot of the other members at the Ardmore location. So that is watch number 1. So 800 bucks. Nice. I've got another 100,000 plus to go. Let's go.
There you go.
May I? Watch number 2. Would you like to do the honors, Shauna?
I'll hold this for you.
You can hold that watch for me, if you mind showing it. So the second watch that I wanted to choose was an Omega. We are an authorized dealer for Omega, and this is the Commander's watch. An interesting fact, since 1995, every Bond character has worn an Omega watch. This is the Commander's watch, like I said before. It's a stainless steel $5,000 watch. The colors match the British Royal Navy colors. So you've got the red and blue. You've got the NATO strap. Anybody in the back, if you could cue to a couple of those pictures with the bracelet and some of the photos that I gave to you earlier. It's a diver's watch. It goes up to 300 meters. It's a 48-hour power reserve, automatic, Omega 2500/07 caliber. It's COSC certified. We're going to get to the back in a minute. It's got the date, which was set. Oh, it just actually jumped to 8 o'clock to the 8th day. My favorite feature on the watch is the 007 second hand. If we get a real close-up of that, there it is, pointing at the date.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what's real funny? They only made 7,007 pieces.
7,007, and these, from my understanding, are basically all sold out. We have one left. What else? It's a COSC certified. You've got the helium escape valve. You've got the liquid metal unidirectional bezel. The second hand, of course, is the 007. And the rotor, I don't think you're going to get a picture of the rotor, so maybe we can show what the rotor looks like. It's supposed to have this 9mm feel and look to it.
That's pretty cool.
By the way, anybody who's watching, before you leave, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Come on.
Yeah.
There's that awesome picture of the rotor. Like I said, it's the caliber 2507. So we're getting close, but so far I've only spent $5,800. This is a $5,000 watch.
What do you think of the strap? Would you wear this with the strap?
It's the first time that I actually wore a NATO strap. So, thank you. So it's the first time that I actually tried on a NATO strap. I was just a little bit uncomfortable with having to loop the end back in.
Right.
But
maybe just a few occasions.
I'm learning. I'm diversifying.
Yeah.
With $100,000, that
You got room.
I could definitely use one. All right. So number 2, a second watch that we're going to talk about.
Sorry.
The third watch that we're going to talk about, the second watch that I'm going to talk about, is the Omega Speedmaster.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Also, can I have it?
Yeah, you could definitely have it. So this is the Omega Speedmaster 57. It's a 60th anniversary trilogy watch. There it is. On Jennifer's hand. This is limited to 3,557 pieces based off the original Broad Arrow. So this is the closest thing to the original Speedmaster, which came out in 1957. This was a 60th anniversary. Called the Big Arrow. It's the first wristwatch with the tachometer on the actual bezel. It used to be on the interior flange of the watch, but this was the first time that they actually had it on the bezel. Something that I don't think you're going to be able to catch. There's a picture of the 3 trilogy watches. I chose my favorite. The Speedmaster, always love it. It's Tuesday, so Speedy Tuesday. The bracelet is killer. It's a manual wound movement, 38.6 millimeters stainless steel. You got the Hesselite crystal with the Omega logo on it, and that's kind of a tough thing to see, but if you could get it into a super zoom, you can see the Omega logo offset on the Hesselite crystal. It's a 48-hour power reserve, manual caliber, 1861. It's got the chrono, the tachometer, it's a black dial, and you've got the Luminova. And if you could twist it just a bit, Jennifer, there it is. You can see the Luminova has got that sort of vintage look to it. So I want to say thank you to Omega for coming out with this really great tribute piece. Retails for $9,600. Have to add an Omega Speedmaster to my collection. So that is watch number 3. Watch number 4. Well, before we get into watch number 4, how are we doing so far? We've got the Seiko, we've got the 2 Omegas.
I think those are good pieces.
Yeah.
Definitely a diversified collection.
Am I doing good? Well, you know, this is not an investment. This was not an investment. This was me literally shopping. So what I would love to see, if any of you all are out there that actually have some similar situations where you invested in Bitcoin at a very young start, and all of a sudden it is kind of, you know, exploded, and now you want to spend some of it, or maybe the opposite way around, you know, you spent it way too soon. Let us know, or even better, once we officially announce it on the at Govberg, you know, come and spend some Bitcoin with us.
Yeah, it'd be fun. If some of the viewers want to comment, what would you buy? Like, what would be top 3 choices? Would you get a couple of watches, like to have a collection? Would you just get like one amazing piece, like a platinum day date? Be pretty cool.
Ooh.
All right.
That too pretty.
Yeah. Well, let's get into a brand that I'm showing for the first time in here. Let's go with Zenith.
Yeah.
And the El Primero, the Crowmaster El Primero full open, original 1969 case. I think that all these, I will love all of these watches, but just in sort of studying a little bit and refreshing my history on Zenith, this watch gets a lot of bang for the buck.
Oh yeah.
$9,600 for stainless steel, automatic, and it was actually arguably the first automatic in-house caliber movement. The story is back in 1962, Zenith wanted to come up with a automatic chronograph for their 100th anniversary, and they came up with this chronograph, and it actually took 7 years.
7?
So yeah, it took 7 years. So it went 4 past years there. It went 4 years past what they wanted to. And if you just look at that dial, I mean, it's beautiful. You've got the chrono, you've got the date, set it at 7 with the red 7 in there. 38 millimeters, stainless steel, 50-hour power reserve. It's the caliber 400, 278 individual parts. Here's where it's a little bit different than the rest. You've got the 3,600 vibrations per hour, and that's 5 hertz. Now, the reason for that, and if you look at it, it's considered one of the most important chronographs in terms of accuracy because of the vibrations per hour. Can we click on that? You could also measure tenths of a second. So if you have a quick finger, you could click it quick enough where you're actually measuring tenths of a second. That's why the vibration's there. It's also a column wheel chronograph. It does have a date. It's got Luminova hands, Luminova markers. The clasp is also pretty cool. You've got a triple folding clasp.
Oh, triple folding.
Triple folding, that's right. We do things 3 times. And that's it. So the back, the movement itself is pretty spectacular. If you can try and get a
see if we can get the
close up there.
So what made you decide to pick a Zenith? I definitely think it's, you know, different than your normal style.
Victoria.
Really?
Yeah.
Victoria all the way.
Victoria in Ardmore, thank you very much. We really appreciate you picking a lot of these watches for us. I was in the store last week, and if any of you are in the suburbs of Philadelphia, specifically in suburban Suburban Square, is it?
Yep.
Yes.
They call it the main line. Okay, I'm just learning. So in the main line,
New Yorker.
we have brands that we don't carry in Center City over there. So obviously, my shopping spree that I've done over here, I wanted to do one over there and make sure that I, broadened the spectrum of watches that I have in my collection. So the Zenith Chromaster El Primero full open, it's definitely
Amazing.
Well, yeah, I really like all of these watches, but that's right up there in the pieces that I chose for tonight.
I'm glad we picked this for video because I feel like the pictures don't do it justice.
Definitely not. And in video, it did a lot of justice because I can see
all
we're
the
actually,
different angles.
It is
yeah,
really
we're watching
neat.
ourselves.
The back
in
is beautiful. I actually never used a triple fold clasp, so you have to do that for me.
So there it is.
Okay.
One last time. Anybody who hasn't seen.
Yeah, if you can get that exhibition back.
Oh,
there we go.
There's the star.
yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, we don't want to see the tag.
And it's like, I can take that out.
The lucky star. So Zenith, you made it to top shelf. Thank you for being on this show. It's an honor, and
It's a great piece.
I'll be wearing you very soon. All right, so we've covered a couple of the classics. We've covered in terms of Omega, in terms of Zenith. Now I want to go a little bit different. When we talk about brands like Bulgari, right, an Italian brand known for their jewelry, you don't necessarily think of watches. However, there's one watch I could not stop putting on my wrist, and that is the Bulgari Acto Finissimo. And finissimo in Italian literally means super fine. So, super fine.
This is a super fine watch.
This is an awesome watch. Titanium, 40 millimeters. It's very thin, so it's 5.15 millimeters thick.
Wow.
Yep, 55-hour power reserve. It's an automatic movement, the BVL 138. You've got the hours, minutes, and seconds. That's it. But when you look at the back of the watch, too, this is not what I was expecting.
Oh, there's a back.
There is a back. So you've got the micro rotor on the back.
Oh, yeah. Didn't the micro rotor win a world record?
For this watch?
I'm not sure, but I definitely heard this watch has broken a few records.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good call. Jennifer doing her homework. So you've got the micro rotor on the back with the beautiful finishing of the movement. For $13,900, a super lightweight, thin, very elegant.
Yeah, I wish they could feel it. It's got the coolest feel to it. It feels
Right?
like nothing.
And
it lays really neat on the wrist.
And it kind of reminds me of like when looking at an FP Journe and some of the titanium or the aluminum pieces, right? But this is a bit different. This is lighter.
It's cool. It's a really cool watch.
Goes with my gray suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Bulgari, 13,900. I'm definitely feeling this watch. So that is number 5, I think.
It's nice as you can wear that to work and home.
Yeah. The
And
Octo. The Octo, short for octagon. It's an 8-sided watch. It's actually a square. It's actually a circle watch squeezed in to a square watch, and it makes 8 sides. Therefore, the Octo. All right, I want to keep things going. Let's go with my next not round watch, which is the Nomos. The Nomos Glashütte. Glashütte, did I say it right?
Glashütte.
We've been practicing.
We've been practicing. We don't want to offend any of you German speakers out there. So the Glashütte Tetra Neomatic 39 silver cut. This was another piece that Victoria picked. She said, I think that this is really nice because of the dial. We love that brushed rhodium dial. This is a 33 by 33 millimeter. It's a 7.3 millimeter thick stainless steel, 43-hour power reserve. This is a splash-proof watch, so please don't go jumping into the pools or the hot tubs with it. It's you're gonna kill your watch. It's DUW 3001 caliber, so it is an in-house caliber. Like I said, the dialem's rhodium with a brush finish. The hands are tempered blue, as well as the red second hand that you can see over there. I'd like to try this watch on, but before we do that, maybe we can show the back of the watch. For $3,900, you're getting an in-house German movement made by Glashütte, by Nomos Glashütte. So I thought that this was a good sort of, value for a watch that I kind of like, a fashion watch that has guts to it, right?
Nomos is a big favorite of mine.
It is.
Yeah, it's a good price. It's a great watch still. It's definitely a great entry watch if you're just getting started in high horology.
Like it, yeah. And the dial, on this piece is cool. Their cases are normally small when you think about it, 33 millimeters, or some of their cases are sub 37. So for me, that's always been small. But because of the lugs, because of the way they are, they actually wear well. I'll put that on my wrist. Just to show you what it looks like. Lavishly fat, if you're watching, I'm double wristed.
You're going to be wearing 8 watches after the end of this show with your investments.
Philip Peachy does not like this. He says it's gross. Well, that's all right.
I guess that's not for you.
There's a time and a place. You want to talk about the Glashütte?
Yes. So
all right.
This is Glashütte Original. So this is the original Senator's 70s panorama date. Are you guys zooming in on this? There we go. So this is a 40 millimeter, so it's a nice size. This is a stainless steel case and bracelet. You have polished links and then the satin finish links. You have a gradient blue dial. It's really beautiful how that catches the light. You can really see that. Steel index markers. This has a 40-hour power reserve. And this also features their in-house manufacturer movement. So it's the caliber 3947. It's just a really neat piece. This kind of reminds me actually of the Patek Nautilus. So you can't get your hands on that, which not a lot of people can. This is definitely a good piece to get into. This is $7,950.
Well, I chose this piece because I like blue and blue dials, and I think Glashütte is one of those brands that's definitely underappreciated. Oh, yeah. I think you're also getting a lot of value for a great German manufacturing company with great history. This is a little bit different. I thought that could be sort of unique. I know that when people buy Glashüttes, they're always going for sort of like the alternative to a Patek Philippe or Elang and Zone. I'm going to get killed for saying that wrong. But it's an interesting brand. This is probably the least classic of a lot of the watches in their collection, but who cares? I mean, I'm just turned 2,000 into over $100,000, so I'm gonna buy some really cool watches. Yeah. Did we show the back of the watch? Because that's also another great option. I think Glashütte does a terrific job. Glashütte does a terrific job of their movements and their finishings and their very iconic. Is it 21 karat? The skeletonized rover with the double G on there.
Yep.
And there it is.
It's beautiful.
All right.
Double
cool.
G.
You want to grab this AP, Jennifer? I feel like this is yours. This is definitely on you. So, very rare. Not a difficult watch to. Actually, a very difficult watch to find. The AP Royal Oak 15400. This is a rose gold. Now, normally when we show the APs on this show, they're either chronographs. Actually, they're all chronographs. So we finally found an automatic 41 millimeter, 18 karat. It's 50 meter dive watch. I want to go swimming with this watch ever. You've got a 60-hour power reserve. The caliber's the 3120 caliber. I love this movement in all of their AP watches. You've got the bidirectional rotor, the 22 karat with the Audemars and the Piguet crest on the back of the watch, as Jennifer's showing you right now. This is such a great entry-level watch if you want to buy something classic. If you don't want to go to the Royal Oak offshore, if you don't want a chronograph, if you don't want a bracelet. You've got the black dial, the Grande Tapisserie, pink gold hands, markers, and of course touched up with a little bit of Luminova. You've got the Croco strap. And nice little feature on the watch is the deployant buckle. Jennifer, do you mind opening that up?
Let's see if I can get it open. Yes, I can.
Yeah, I was kind of wearing this watch, trying this watch on a little bit too much today. So you've got the double AP deployant buckle. Harry, can you catch that? There it is. Love that.
Mm-hmm. So you said I can go swimming with this watch?
No, I'm not going skiing.
Don't you dare.
I was like, you're gonna ruin the leather.
I'm gonna go swimming with my Seiko.
That's a good
choice. It just
choice.
fits my wrist perfectly. Anybody out there that has the small wrist like I do, or is looking for a really cool AP, the 15400, you can't go wrong with that.
That's so funny. You think you have a small wrist.
Yeah.
I see you wear the biggest watches and rock them.
Yeah, well. Oh, did I talk about my watch? Did we talk about your watch?
No,
we forgot to talk about our watches. So before we get into the last watch, let's have a quick wrist check. What are you wearing today?
Glashütte? It's the Senator moon phase. I like a moon phase. I think it's pretty. I'm not sure exactly what a moon phase will teach me to do, but Chinese New Year's coming up, I figured I'd celebrate the lunar calendar.
There you go. And with that being said, touch up on a very important topic. Do we have the invite? Can we show everybody the invite? There it is, top left corner. Chinese New Year. We're actually having a Chinese New Year party at our Walnut store location on Saturday?
February 10th?
Saturday, February 10th. So if you want to inquire about it, we have any of our Chinese viewers out there. We can definitely, we'd like to invite you. Jennifer not only speaks English, but she also speaks Chinese.
Yeah, 新年快乐.
Oh, there you go. And we also have another fluent Chinese speaker who we're going to one day get on our show, who's a little bit camera shy. But any of you that are in the community, even if you're Chinese, even if you're not Chinese, and you want to come check out and celebrate the Chinese New Year. What year is it this year? What are we celebrating?
The Year of the Dog.
The Year of the Dog.
Right.
Nice. I'm a dog guy. You're dogs, cats?
Oh, all animals.
Okay,
All
cool.
animals.
You?
I have a dog.
Yes. 2 to 1. Dogs,
All
dogs.
dogs.
Everybody's saying dogs, dogs. But we love all the animals.
And
All
you're
right.
wearing?
Oh, and I'm wearing the, can we get a close-up of that? I'm wearing the 50th Anniversary Submariner. It's AKA the Kermit. Sorry about that. Trying to mess with you guys. There it is. This is basically becoming a very, very hot and collector's item. Aluminum bezel, it's a little bit different. I know everybody's chasing the Hulk, but I was feeling this watch today, so I wanted to show everybody my love for Rolex by rocking one of their hottest watches out there right now. Collector's piece. And we do sell this on Godberg Watches website, or if you want, take a look at and download our Watchbox app where you can see all these watches. All right, so
I was like, wait, what about me?
No one's gonna. I love this watch. I just like vintage watches. So
She does.
Can you get him? There we go.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
so this is an AP. It's not your typical AP. This is a vintage Meridian. It's yellow gold case. This is a black calfskin strap. You do have a yellow gold deployant buckle. And this is a 34 millimeter, and you do have the date. So, but this is vintage, so this isn't anything you're going to really be finding in our new cases. But retail-wise, this isn't too bad. This is $4,495.
Oh, you're gonna let someone have your watch?
I hope
You're
I
a
love
nice
this
person.
Lavishly fat, you crack me up. I don't know who you are, but I definitely want to meet you someday. All right, and so with that, we're somewhere around 80,000. We're going to tip the scales a bit, and I think why I saved this one for last is because, guys, we finally got a shipment of watches from Rolex. So thankfully, I'm sure we're all very aware.
Yes.
Last year was one of the best years for Rolex in terms of you could go to any store out there and there was just a shortage of watches. So today we got a nice shipment. So come on in, call, email the ladies, myself. But we finally got a shipment of watches, and that's why I saved this for last. And we get a quick close-up of this Yachtmaster 2. It's a 44 millimeter steel and Everose gold. I've got the monoblock middle case with the screw-down case back. The bezel is a Rolex Ring Command, and it's actually part of the movement, so it interacts with helping set the watch. And if you go onto the Rolex website, it shows you how to set this watch. This is obviously for yacht racing, so any of you guys who have a yacht out there, feel free to get this watch. You also have the 18 karat gold with blue Cerachrome insert in the ceramic and numerals coated in gold. You've got the winding crown, screw down crown, triple lock, so it keeps it waterproof. The crystal scratch resistant sapphire, water resistance up to 100 meters, so if you get knocked off that yacht,
really hope not.
It's the caliber 4161, Rolex certified. It's also COC certified, which means altogether you're +2, -2 after casing. The functions of the watch, you've got the center hours, minutes, seconds, but you also have the 10-minute counter, which is on a retrograde, and you sort of use the bezel itself to set it. You've got the pushers in gold to help set that. Rolex has a wonderful tutorial on how to do this. As a matter of fact, somebody was in the store last week, and he was telling me that he uses his Yachtmaster 2 because he works in a lab, and he needs a time short, like a couple, 2, 3, 4 minutes, so he uses it for that.
Wow,
you know?
Interesting.
I had a short order cook who told me that he uses it also to time certain things, but I was wondering why a short order cook is wearing a Yachtmaster.
Yeah, it must be a nice restaurant.
He might have bought some Bitcoin.
Yeah. Exactly. The power reserve is 72 hours. Got the oyster bracelet. Look, $25,000. I mean, that, you know, I'm definitely going to end with this masterpiece. And that's it. So now we've got 9 watches. I hope some of you fell into the same luck that I fell into. The other 10 Bitcoins I'm keeping because I feel like this rise in digital currency is the way of the future. Nobody wants to walk around with dirty $100 bills in their pockets anymore. And in a way, we're all actually digitalized anyway. I mean, everybody uses their credit card. So I'm not trying to sway anybody into what the future is, but in my belief, you know, it wouldn't be bad to make an investment. And like I said, if any of you out there who've invested in Bitcoin recently and you want to buy some watches, I think we're probably the only retailer in the world who accepts Bitcoin. So come spend it with us, tell your story. Maybe we'll even have you on the show to do an interview of what you bought. But these are the 9 watches that I brought today. I want to thank Jennifer. I want to thank Shauna for being my guest tonight.
Absolutely.
And helping me tell this story, helping me spend this money.
It's fun.
It was fun.
And don't forget, after the show, we've got Watches Live. Watches Live with the man himself, Tim Masso. And of course, don't forget to watch all of our shows Monday through Friday. And now we've even got a Sunday show with CQ and J. Right?
CQ.
Uh-oh. All right, I got Harrison telling me, fly, Eagles, fly. Super Bowl Sunday coming up. We don't talk about sports on this show anymore because nobody out there likes when we talk about sports. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Download the app, visit the store. Ladies, thank you very much.
Come see us.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good night. Cheers. And we will see you all next Tuesday.